Welcome to C21 Drive Time. Our team of realtors will be sharing industry news and insights, the occasional interview with interesting people, and some of the most unreal real estate stories you have ever heard. And here's our hosts.
Welcome to another episode of the C21 Drive Time podcast. I'm your host today, Aaron Rawlake from C21 Drive here in Lloydminster. And I'm very pleased today to have two senior members of the Lloydminster Public School Division. First off, I'll introduce Trisha Rawlake, Superintendent of Education, my wife, and the new director for Lloydminster Public School Division, Jason Nevill. Jason, welcome.
Thank you.
Trish, thanks for coming.
Thanks.
We haven't seen you in an hour.
Yeah.
We're going to just look at today, talk a few things. Of course, we're going to tie it back to real estate and a little bit and move on to basically the start of it, which is going to be, Jason, welcome to Lloydminster. And we're going to kind of hit it, I guess, we can approach it two ways. Either I can drill you like we're Uncle Buck, Macaulay Culkin's character, and just rapid fire questions at you, but that might be a little unfair. So just give us maybe a few seconds on who's Jason Nevill and why is he in Lloydminster?
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. I'm in Lloydminster. Coming from Humboldt, I was in Horizon School Division for the last 7 years in a superintendent role there. Before that, I moved all around Alberta, actually not too far from here, lived in Vegreville, taught in Two Hills, worked in St. Paul, and originally started at U of S. That's where I graduated, U of S, 20 so years ago. And
do you still have the sweatpants with the paw prints on the rear end?
No, I don't. Still have the backpack though. My wife wanted to throw that out just the other day. So, so I've kind of come full circle and back now to Lloyd. So
advantageous for sure to have that Alberta experience and then be on the Saskatchewan side, of course. As most of our viewers know, Lloydminster's under the Saskatchewan School Division, but ties to both provinces, obviously being a border city and the unique animal that we are. I know for us, being realtors, we're dual licensed both provinces because we have to deal on both sides, and it brings some strange things. And I think you guys deal with that. Of course, I hear about it all the time from Trish, but no, that's great. So, in your new role here, what's got you most excited for the upcoming year as you step into your new role?
Sure. Some unique things that we have here in Lloyd Public that I haven't experienced before is the new Art Academy that's starting this year. That's something I'm really looking forward to seeing, and I'm excited to see what the students produce at the end and the growth they have there. The sport academies, that's something new to me as well. The high school expansion or renovation, that's something that is just starting now. So I'll see that right from the beginning to end. So that's another exciting piece. I'm
excited about the high school part. Off air, we were discussing, I come from an athletic background and I've seen the plans for the new, gym field house there. But I'm going to double back to you, Trish, for a second and, kind of give us a little bit of a history. I know you were heavily involved with the creation of the sport academy and deep into the development of the Art Academy and kind of how those two things spilled, starting with the sport and then dovetailing into the new Art Academy.
Well, we really wanted to play off the strengths of our students. And so we started a pick your passion, basically a hashtag pick your passion. And Sport Academy spun out of kids that just wanted a higher level of athletics other than phys ed class. And so that's where Sport Academy came from. And then likewise, Art Academy came from a place of, we think we do a really good job of accommodating our student athletes, but what about the arts? And so there's lots of opportunities for drama. For those of you that haven't seen our high school production, it's unbelievable. And so Art Academy was one where we approached Brandy Hofer, and she's our artist in residence. She's actually going to be in New York here in September doing a show. And we couldn't be more thrilled to have her support our students.
And, from what you've told me, response to the academy, I know the Sport Academy filled instantly. You're going back to the Hockey Academy that originated a number of years ago, fills up. How's the draw been for the Art Academy? I assume probably off the wall.
Yeah, we have a waiting list and it's growing. So it is something that we are considering expanding in the future to open up more spots. Brandy has a young family, and so we also want to respect her role as mom number one. But her kids are in our system, and we're excited about the possibilities of being able to accommodate more students. But right now, we are full and have quite a waiting list.
That's spectacular.
Yeah.
Jason, coming from the Saskatchewan side, I know the importance, and Trish has told me numerous times. Can you touch on, I think a lot of people aren't aware of the impact of, and we'll call it the importance of the FNMI, the First Nations Métis Inuit, that is put into the schools, the reconciliation that's done, and the work that goes on, right from the Saskatchewan government down through the school divisions. If you can touch on that, I guess from the high level where you sit now.
Sure. It's really that education piece and learning where we all come from and what hand we kind of had in the past, and just bringing that out and having those sometimes difficult conversations and kind of owning some pieces and going from there and really building on relationships and how we can move forward and support all students and make everyone welcome in our schools.
It's a fabulous program. I've got a chance to attend some of the flag raisings and the teepee raisings and got to know Clint Chokin in your office through Trish and talking with him. It's such a wonderful history, and nice to see how they promote it and really, make it really is part of the curriculum and a very, very important part. So that's fabulous. And I guess to tie into that, Trish, are we looking at kind of the same plans for this year in terms of moving forward with more education and some of the reconciliation pieces?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're proud that we offer Cree language programming in our middle schools and at our high school. We offer a land-based learning program through Bishop Lloyd. But yeah, we're very fortunate that we have some key people that help us to learn. As Jason said, we learn from our past, but it's also celebrating. I think it's really important that we also recognize how beautiful the culture is, and that while we have to acknowledge what happened, it's also about celebrating the beautiful culture that is First Nation, Métis, and Inuit. So.
That's awesome. So how exciting heading into this year. No dark clouds hanging over our head with the C word and everybody's going to have smiling faces to start the year. And I know for you guys, I guess almost your unveiling to staff, Jason, is going to be the opening kickoff day, and yeah. If you can kind of touch it, I know you're familiar with what's going to happen, but how that works, and you've got to be excited about bringing staff in and for lack of a better way to put it, I guess hyping them up for the year. What's that day kind of look like?
Well, I'm excited for it. It should be light. It should be a celebration of we're back, and we just had a meeting yesterday, and one of the best parts is half your meeting isn't focused on restrictions and what that's going to look like in our schools and stuff like that. So we'll be able to focus on being excited to welcome students back and focus on the learning and Art Academy, all these exciting things coming in versus what do we have to do to make sure everyone's safe and those pieces. So that's going to be the best part of the whole day. And for me, I don't really know what to expect. I got my little speech planned, I guess. And then I'm excited. We have a guest speaker coming in, and I'm excited to see Dr. Sean Lassard talk and leave there excited and ready for the day, or the year, I mean, sorry.
Trish, did you let Jason know that it's tradition for the newest senior leader to sing "O Canada" at these events?
Oh, that's right. I forgot to I'll have to put that in the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and half of it has to be in French as well, of course. So. No, that's great, and it's just exciting to have a fresh start to the year, and so now I'm going to kick it to a real estate side of things. Of course, that's why we're here, the C21 Drive Time podcast. And Trish, I'm going to peg this on you first is one of the things that we deal with in real estate, of course, is people moving partway through the school calendar year. So how do they go about making sure their kids are in the right place? I mean, we're very good at knowing the school boundaries and which school their child's to attend, but in terms of the process of getting registered, getting their, I guess for lack, getting the kid's butt in a seat, what's that process look like?
Sure, yeah. If you know your attendance area, then you can absolutely just go right into the school. They're happy to give you a tour, answer any questions that you have, and you can register right on the spot. I mean, the other option is an online option. We do have that on our website. But we really encourage people to go and check it out and start meeting staff and get a feel for the school.
And schools will be open August 22nd, I think, right?
Correct.
For tours and stuff.
Absolutely.
Perfect. So, of course, being the border city, we have people coming from both sides. Now, a lot of people ask us, well, how do I get my child's information moved over? Now, Jason, you've been on both sides of the border. Someone moves here from Edmonton, they need their Alberta transcripts, or from Saskatoon needing whatever they need to get to you guys. What's that process look like? How do they have to be involved or in getting it done?
So whatever, and this is from my past school division. It happens a lot more in Lloyd, I'm sure, than in Humboldt, but it's bring in whatever you have. If you have transcripts that you can bring in, especially around the high school piece, and then the school will take it from there and make a request for the folder, their file folder from their previous school, and they'll handle all that piece. Parents don't have to worry about that.
That's awesome. So really easy process. I know it's just one thing that adds on when someone's coming into town, of course. I got to get utilities and gas and power and everything. And sometimes your kids might be the last thing on your mind. Oh, I guess we have to send them to school. So we're lucky here in our office, of course, because we may have a direct line to LPSD and may help kind of sway some attendees that way, maybe. But no, we're very good at actually working with LCSD here in town too, as to where our clientele need to send their kids and get them hooked up. And we appreciate the relationship both with LPSD and LCSD. It's a very open door, and they answer our questions as we need them in terms of attendance lines and busing areas and things like that. So fabulous. So Trish, Jason, thanks so much for coming in. I'm going to wrap it up as we talk about, the startup of the school year. I guess we got the synopsis of who Jason was and welcome him to our community. And of course, Trish, thanks for coming in to answer some questions and talk about Art Academy and Sport Academy and all of the new things that are happening. But I'm gonna ask you each just to kind of summarize what you're most excited about for the school year for 22-23, and Trish, we'll start with you.
Sure. I'm excited to see the kids. I mean, we are all about students first. And so, we want to make it an open and welcoming school atmosphere in all of our buildings. I know the staff, I'm getting the emails and phone calls already, so they're already starting to go back into school mode. And people are genuinely excited, so that breeds excitement. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the opportunities that we're going to be able to provide our students. Lots of new resources, programs, some of the pre-planning that we did at the end of the year. There's exciting things coming. And I'm really excited to support our staff and students this year.
That's awesome. So Jason, high level, big picture, despite being in the new office, in the new town, what are you excited most about?
I'm going to give you two. I'm really excited to. I've known about that. I've been going into this position since May, so it's exciting to finally be here. All this planning and all that behind me. I can't wait to see the schools full of students. I've been to all the schools, empty desks and hallways, tarps on things as they're cleaning and stuff like that. So I want to see kind of the buzz in all the buildings and those pieces I'm really excited for. And then personally, moving to Lloyd, I'm excited for all the new restaurants I get to try and Bobcat games and those type of things I'm really looking forward to in a bigger center.
And I know we've talked off camera that you enjoy the game of volleyball, so I may have a connection for tickets for Lakeland College volleyball.
Excellent.
You can come out and cheer us on and watch me go completely bananas on the bench during the men's game. Trish has seen it for years. So But again, Jason, Trish, thank you so much for coming in to talk about the Lloydminster Public School Division. We wish you the best for an exciting and healthy and just a prosperous, awesome year.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Century 21 Drive Time podcast. Thanks to our guests today, Jason Nevill and Trisha Rawlake from the Lloydminster Public School Division. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button, and we'll see you in our next episode.